We'll move on to the tip of the week. This has also been something that's been come up in the Facebook group more and more in the last few months. A lot of users want to make their entire website a members-only access website, or some type of a portal where you need to first register in order to view anything that's private on the website. And David, you've done a really awesome job with this tip of the week. If it's okay, can I pass it over to you to kind of take us through this tip of the week for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Jason mentioned, this has always been a pretty common question that we get asked here at BD. And so we figured it would be worthwhile to take some time here in this webinar and explain some of the benefits of creating a members-only accessed website, what specifically you can lock down, what areas of your website. I'll give you some examples of private or members-only websites, and then do a quick little demo showing you how easy it is to actually lock down all these different aspects of your website.
And I think it's important to know a lot of us already have our websites set up, so we're not looking to make our entire website members only. But what I think is cool in the examples we're going to show here, David, that you've put together for us, is it can unlock some possibilities for future updates we'd make to an existing website that we run for ourselves. So even though you may not want to make your entire website members only, you might want to take some parts and pieces of this tip of the week and apply them to your site sometime down the line.
That's right. Unless you have some sort of private intranet or private community just to manage certain things, you probably won't want to make the entire website private, especially if it's a brand new site. You'll probably just want to make certain elements of it private, which we'll get into later in this little presentation here. So there's a lot of flexibility. So first, let's cover why you would actually want to make your website private. Well, you can build an entirely members-only website, or like I mentioned, intranet, and block public access to everything on the website. So basically they come to your homepage, they see some brief information, and if they actually want to get into your website, see the content, see your members, anything else, that's all blocked off. So they have to log in, which means they have to have a registered account on your website in order to access all of that. Alternatively, if you don't want to lock it down quite so broadly, you can limit access to specific pages and specific types of content. So this offers a lot of flexibility. You can also only allow certain types of members to access content. So this would be done on a per membership level basis. So maybe your free members have much more limited access to the different areas and content on your website than your more premium tier membership plans have access to. And lastly, you can encourage member account upgrades by placing certain content behind that virtual paywall. So again, going back to the previous example, maybe to encourage those free users to upgrade to a premium account. In return for that premium membership, you'll be providing them with additional content that those free users generally don't have access to.
And on that last note there, David, just a very common example that we see that more people are probably familiar with is with LinkedIn. Everyone can create a free LinkedIn profile and account, but a big part of LinkedIn is that job search tool and recruitment tool, and finding not jobs, but also searching for candidates. And the initial search is limited if you have a free LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn account. But if you have a LinkedIn Pro account, they unlock more access to do deeper searches in those cases. First of all, you have to register even just to access anything inside LinkedIn, even for free. And then they have those additional paywalls inside to get more access to more premium content. So that's a good example there.
That's exactly right, and that's a great segue into this slide here. Some examples of private or semi-private communities. Touching on LinkedIn first, as Jason mentioned, you have to have a LinkedIn account in order to really access most of the useful information that they provide. If you go directly to somebody's profile on LinkedIn and you're not signed in, they might provide you with some information from that user's profile, but to actually conduct a search and view some of the specific details on members' profiles, you have to be logged in. So you have to have a registered account on LinkedIn. With Facebook groups, number one, you'll have to have a Facebook account. But number two, you can have either a private Facebook group, so somebody has to request to join the group, or you can have an open group. So that's an example of having a private group. Instagram is kind of similar to LinkedIn, at least their website. So not talking about their smartphone application version, but the Instagram website, you can view individual posts. And if you go to somebody's profile, you can view several of their photos. But to actually, if you scroll down on their profile to try to view some of their older posts, Instagram will require you to log in order to view all of that. Pinterest does the same thing. They'll show you some content initially, but once you start scrolling down to try to view more, they'll present you with a pop-up that tells you that you need to register or sign in order to access that additional content. Subreddits are kind of similar to Facebook groups, where you can have totally open ones. So if you're doing a Google search and you click on a link that takes you to a community on Reddit, it might be totally public, so you don't need to be signed in. But other ones are completely locked down, so you need to have a Reddit account in order to access them. And then the last example here would be Discord servers. Discord is a communications application, but you need to have a Discord account in order to request to join the different communities on Discord. So those are some examples of some of the more common or popular private or semi-private communities. And it's important to note that you don't need to charge users in order to access your community. If you do choose to lock it in, you can still provide them with free registration options. Maybe they're more limited, or maybe you're doing that just to capture some basic information from them, like their email address, so that you can market to them in the future. So you have a lot of different options when it comes to how you choose to set up your private or semi-private community.
And look, these are multi-billion-dollar companies as the examples here. Let me bring it down to something that we can all probably relate to a bit more. Let's say you're a small real estate firm or agency, and you need a small online network where you can communicate with your staff, your agents, and everyone who's in that process. So you can have a private community that requires them to log in, and then they get access to company information, whether it's company newsletters, blog posts that are available through that portal. Or let's say you're part of a business referral network, very, very locally. You meet in person sometimes, or you used to, but you have a very small network, and people are posting things and communicating with each other. Obviously, you can do that in a Facebook group, but if you're having a dedicated website for that type of a private community, that's when you'll want the restricted access to have to register, or invite only as well. So you can request an application to join. For example, we'll continue saying a business networking group. So you can apply to join, and then they provide you with login access once you've been accepted into the group. So yeah, these are examples on the screen are more of billion-dollar companies, but this can definitely work on a smaller local level as well, when you need to have that private environment for, let's say, 5 people, or even smaller groups like 500 people, just depending on how big your regional chapters are, nationwide chapters are.
That's right. And Rich typed in another great example would be a local chamber of commerce. Maybe certain aspects of that website you want to have locked down for the registered business owners.
Right. So there's an example of a semi-private, like a hybrid. If you're a local chamber of commerce, maybe the public can search the business directory of the members who are part of that chamber of commerce. But perhaps there's a section where there's internal communication. There's blog posts or monthly updates that are more internal for the members, and that stuff can be private for the registered members only, not for the public. So that would be kind of like a semi-private community there.
That's right. And so all of this can be accomplished with the members only content add-on. We released the add-on actually a few years ago now, but over the years, our dev team has really pushed a lot of updates to make it much more flexible. So you have a lot of different options. And so some of the things that you can do with this members only content add-on are that you can protect members registered within specific plans, whether or not you want unregistered users to be able to view their profiles. You can protect individual static web pages. So say, for example, your FAQ page or your contact page, or if you create a custom static web page that has some information that you only want your registered users to be able to access, you can certainly do that. And you can do that by membership level as well. So if you want only your top tier members to be able to access that page and your registered general users not to be able to access it, you can certainly do that. You can also protect individual post types. So like your blog articles, your videos, properties, you can protect those. You can protect the search result pages as well as the detail pages. So if you want to do something like we were discussing with Pinterest or Instagram or even LinkedIn, maybe you want to be able to present unregistered users with search results on your website so they can still conduct a search like normal. They can see the search results so they can get an idea of what information you actually do have to provide them with. But then once they click on one of the search results, like a member's listing, to try to go to that member's listing to read more information about them, then at that point, they're required to register or log in. I'd say that's probably one of the most used features of the members only content add-on. And you can also protect pages like the member review pages as well. And that little screenshot right below this list, this content is for members only. For access, please log in or become a member. This is the message that they'll see if they try to access a page that's protected if they're not signed into an account on the website. So again, there's a lot of flexibility here, and we'll show you kind of how to navigate some of these features and how to set up a website if you do want to lock down certain aspects of it.
And just in reference to this add-on, David and I noticed that the last time we talked on this subject was about 3.5 years ago, when we had created kind of an overview of the members only content add-on. So I'm really happy that we decided to cover it today, because yeah, there have been a lot of updates and improvements that we'll be able to take advantage and demonstrate for you guys. All right, so let's see kind of how to set up a private website. Let's say that the whole website is locked down except for maybe just a couple informational pages that people would have access to prior to being required to register to search more. So we do have kind of like a demo site set up here. This is our webinar demo website. So right here on the homepage, we've done a few things, and I'll get we'll take a look under the hood in just a second, but we'll look for a few things here first. So the first thing is the main menu. This is the public main menu. You can now have a public main menu and a main menu for logged in members. So what we've done in this case is we've created a public main menu that kind of just leads people to learning about the community, just very generic things like our mission and promise, what they can look forward to, membership benefits. This is all very generic content here. So, just things that would inspire people to want to look inside to see what they're missing out on from this website. So let's go back to the homepage here. We've also prompted them to log in or register a new account if they are coming to the homepage for the first time. And really, we've put nothing else on the homepage. You could put more things encouraging them to sign up, but you could use the title text here and the main menu links just to keep it super simple. So the register new account, everyone has this as part of their login page. This is the Express member registration. So let me show you this first, because I really like having the Express member registration enabled right alongside the login page, because if people are prompted to log in various areas of your site, or they're just clicking around, it's nice to have that register new account option right there as a tab for the login. So let's take a look at this first. Let's take a look at the main menu next. And then what we'll do is we'll log in here and see what's unlocked after we do that. So here we are in the main dashboard area. And for the Express member registration, you can go to General Settings. And you do need to have the SSL enabled, because it is logging users in from random pages of your site when it's used correctly. But right here, you'll see Express Sign Up Membership Plan. So in your General Settings tab, the first one, what you do is you can choose one of your free membership plans that you have, and this will be the plan that people are subscribing to when they're filling out that registration form on the live site. So in this case, we have a beginner subscription that's a free plan. So when people sign sign up using that form, using that registration form right next to the login page. They'll be registering for the beginner subscription plan. Most of us have a plan called, we start with like general user account or something like that. So you might want to select something like that. And as long as we select something here, that tab will work on the login pages. You can also disable no express signups. And actually, let's do that together. Let's save that and just do a side-by-side comparison to see what that looks like. Maybe your site is invite only, so you don't want people to register. So we can see here, I just got to update this color in the design settings, but we can see here now those tabs are gone and they're just prompted to log in. So this is really like a hardcore portal now. If you wanted to lock down your site, you could even hide the main menu and everything and just have a login form. So long as your other pages are private, no one would really be able to do any or access anything on your site until they log in. Let me switch this back to the beginner subscription. Yeah, this looks a lot nicer, in my opinion. But again, it just depends on your model. Maybe you're not asking people to register for if you have an intranet or something like that. All right, so the next thing is the main menu. So let's go to design settings for that. Well, the main menu and also in design settings is where we choose to have the login form displayed. So if you go to main menu design, you do have an area, and we covered this in the Facebook group in a previous tip of the week as well. You can have a public visitor main menu. So that's your light and fluffy one. It shows people the benefits, link them to some pages that get them excited about your community. And then what you can have is a logged in member main menu. So after somebody logs in, you can have an alternate main menu that you create in your menu manager. So a lot of people will just clone their regular main menu and then add a few key links that give them access to maybe their account dashboard or the pages that are members only on your site. You can add those into the main menu, which is what we've done in this example. So you can have two different menus, or you might just want to have one main menu. Most people do that, but it just depends on the model of your website. The next is on the homepage area, and you can have your title text. So we have that here. You have your background image. So I've uploaded an image here that I've found. And to get the login form, because a lot of us start our home pages with maybe some action buttons or a search module or some type of call to action. You can certainly have your call to action, but we do have this really cool option here. It says require member login. And what this really does is it's not going to show this call to action first until you log in. So require member login, let's actually set that to no for a moment. And what I'm using for my call to action is the global website search, global website keyword search. So if I refresh the page now, I've turned off requiring member login. So this is probably what most of us are used to, is just having some type of search module here. But what we're doing is we're creating an entire website that requires member login. So require member login? Yes. First display login form. Okay, great. So let's refresh this page. And I'll go ahead and log in. I have a sample account here. Okay. So it's cool when you're using the login form on random pages, because that could be a search results page. And if I'm trying to like or bookmark or favorite a post and I'm not logged in, I'm going to be prompted to log in. And what's cool is what we just saw is it kept me on the same page. In this case, it's really cool because now I can see the search box after I log in. Number two is, in case we didn't notice it, the main menu links changed. So now we have a link to my dashboard. I'll click on that. So that basically is just going to account/home. So what's really cool is, you can always copy the links. You can right click and copy the URL for a lot of these things and add those into the main menu and link into the member dashboard pages from the main menu. Now I can actually see community articles, training videos if I have them, maybe group photos. Maybe you had a gala or you have photo albums that you share with your community. And I now have access to the jobs board. So here are training videos I now have access to, group photos. And actually, let me do this. Let me open these 4 things in their own tabs. So we can see them here. We can see I'm logged in as this sample member here. So here are all the pages, photo albums, job listings. Let me log out as this guy now. Here, let's go to the home page and let's log out. Okay. And now let's refresh this photo albums page, and I should not be able to access it. This content is for members only. This content is for members only as well. And for videos, this content is for members only. So let's take a look at how we are protecting these different post types. And the last one in this case are job listings. So now I'm not logged in. I can't access it. Okay, so we looked at how to make the homepage members only. Let's just recap on the design settings, homepage tab, search box, call to action, require member login. So that's all good. So to protect your post types, and for those of you who are not familiar, post types are things like posting events, posting coupons. You can always clone a post types and have alternates like premium events, premium coupons, premium videos, and then assign them to the membership levels that have access to that. But where we want to go is edit post settings. And it's really easy to see what post types you've made members only. We do have indicators here. So when you do make a post type members only, you'll have a red badge here just so you can, at a quick glance, see that the post types that are members only. So if you're looking to lock down your whole site, I'll show you what you can do, but you'll want to make sure all your post types are members only. So let's take a look at what we've done with community articles. So when you want to make a post type for members only, it's a two-step process. The first thing is we got to make the post type members only. So in this case, we're taking a look at community articles, and in the general settings tab for the post type, you'll see protect this post type. And you have a couple options that David was mentioning. You can choose to just protect the search results, or you can protect the detail page as well. So if you want neither of them protected and fully public for this post type, requiring no login, you want to make sure they're both unchecked. If you want to protect the search results pages or the detail page, that's when you go to view a specific article or a specific video. You're going to want to make sure that's checked. So to really lock down your site, you're going to want to make sure both of these are checked. So that's step one, is protect the post type. Number two is, now that this post type is protected, we have to choose which membership plans have the privilege to view this post type on our website. Perhaps free members, free registered members cannot view our premium videos, but gold members can view our premium videos. So in order to assign that logic, create that logic, we have to go to our membership plans area, and we'll go to the gold subscription as an example. And when a post type has been set to private, to members only, under the post publishing tab, where it lists all the post types, we have to choose can view. So this is the gold subscription, and these are the post types that they either can post or can view. We can see when a post type is public, you don't even see the can view option. It says public for all to view. So here's where we can say that this membership plan can view these private post types. So in this case, the gold plan can view everything that is currently set to private. And that's it. So whenever a gold plan member logs in and tries to go to a link that may be a community article in this case, they will have access to view it. Now, if the member is logged in, but their plan still does not have access to this post type, they'll be prompted to upgrade their account, and you can link them to an upgrade page that explains to them the benefits of what will be unlocked when they upgrade their plan. So that is how you can handle that logic there. So lockdown post types, choose the membership plans that can view those post types. The other thing you mentioned, David, was protecting specific web pages, right? So if I create just a standalone landing page or web page that might have some important information that is, again, only for a specific membership plan of my site, or only for members of my site, not public viewers, what we can do is we can create a web page. And I'll just just very simply call this private page and do the same thing with the URL. And we'll just say this is a private page. Nothing fancy here. So when you have the members only content add-on, you do have an option here on the right-hand side to protect individual standalone web pages that you are creating. Maybe on these web pages, you're including PDF downloads, ebooks, you're just displaying information, infographics, things like that. Maybe it's a portal page that includes links to other members-only pages of your site as well. But what you can do here is you can protect the page. By default, pages are public for everyone, but in this case, you can only allow members. There is also an option to only allow people who have purchased the digital product. We'll cover that in another video, but in this example, only allow members. And what you can do then is you can restrict, in addition to only allowing members, you can further restrict it to specific membership plans. So perhaps this page is, again, only for gold subscription members. And I can go ahead and save my changes.
And if a member tries to access this page who doesn't have access to it, like a basic user, for example, will they be prompted to upgrade to one of the membership plans that does have access?
Let's do that together. Let's log in as a beginner subscription who doesn't have access to this page and see what messages they see. So let me just click on View Page here. Okay, so I'm not logged in as any member here. We can tell from the top of the page here. Let's log in as, let's do two things. Let's log in as a gold member first, and then let's log in as a beginner member. So this guy here is a gold subscription. Let's log in. All right, this dude is logged in, and back to our private page here. I'll go ahead and refresh the URL. All right, so this guy can access this page. Remember, we did nothing fancy on this page. We just put a title and some text that says private page. Now let's log in as a beginner subscriber. So let me just search for somebody here. Hopefully we have one. If not, we'll just change someone to be a beginner. Okay, we don't have a beginner here. Let me just switch someone out to be a beginner. We'll just use our same guy here. I'll use the quick edit, and we'll change him to a beginner subscription. Okay, great. So let's refresh this page again. Right now, he can access the private page, and we'll just refresh the page. And the message here is slightly different than what we've been seeing when you're not logged in at all. This says this content is for upgraded members. For access, upgrade your membership, and it will direct them to their account dashboard, their upgrade page. Now, on the upgrade pages, it's pretty boilerplate by default. However, there are ways to add content here in the membership plan settings. And actually, since we're here, David, maybe I should just take a minute to show everyone where they could add custom content here, where you can put encouraging verbiage to get people to want to upgrade besides just the text we're seeing here. So he is a basic subscriber. Let's go to membership plans and edit the the beginner subscription plan. And what we can do is if we scroll down right here in the first tab, there's something called upgrade settings in this section. And here it is, the upgrade page header content. So this is what is going to be at the top of the upgrade pages for these members. So let me just quickly add some pre-made blocks into here. Nothing fancy. And I'll just leave it like that and save the changes. Not going to come up with inspiring words for this person to upgrade right now. All right, so here is the upgrade page. And we can see here now content has been added. It says upgrade your membership level. This could be, you might not want the buttons, but you can have, images and titles of some bullet points of things that they'll get for upgrading. In this case, there's only one plan to upgrade to. You might have additional plans to upgrade to. But this is a way, what I just showed you is how to put some inspiring and encouraging content to get people to want to upgrade their membership plan, what they're missing out on, what they stand to gain by upgrading. So definitely take advantage of adding, if you're offering upgrades to your members, adding content to the header.
And we actually did mention some of these tips in a previous tip of the week, 5 member upgrade strategies to increase subscription revenue. So I went ahead and shared the link to that video over in our blog in the chat.
Awesome. Here it is right here. 5 member upgrade strategies to increase subscription revenue. Perfect. So let's take lastly a look at the main menu here and what I did for the main menu for when you're logged in and not logged in. If you guys recall, when I wasn't logged in, we saw things like about our company, member benefits, things about why people should join. But after they log in, we can see that the menu items changed. So where to do that would be, well, we set it in the design settings, as we mentioned. You choose the 2 menus you want, the public menu and the menu when members are logged in, public visitor main menu, logged in member menu. And we can see here we've created a menu called logged in main menu. Tip here, you're only going to see options here if the menu you've created has the word main menu in it. We did this because sites have lots of menus. Not all of them are applicable to be the main menu of the site. So if you want to see your options listed here, make sure any custom menus you create that you want to be used as a main menu to have the word main menu in its nickname when you create it. So let's go to the toolbox and go to the menu manager. Perfect. So we can see here we have the main menu. That's what we started with. And what I did to make my life a bit easier is I went to Action and I just cloned the menu. And the clone menu became this menu. I updated the nickname to say logged in main menu just so I can easily identify what this is. And we'll go ahead and edit this logged in main menu. We can see kind of the links we added here. So mainly in the most basic form, what I did is I added one link that takes them to their dashboard, which is /account/home. I am linking to the post types that are protected. They're members only post types. So we have community articles, training videos, photo albums, and jobs. And again, you can create landing pages and again, like we just showed you, you can protect static pages and then link to those static pages if they're of vital importance for these logged in members to gain access to. But yeah, what we did is we've created this alternate menu that points to an account dashboard page, some protected post types, just making it easier for them to navigate the site after they have successfully logged in. And did I miss anything here, David?
I think you got it. The last thing I think we should cover, though, is how you can edit those messages that pop up when somebody who doesn't have access to a piece of content is trying to access it.
Perfect. So this guy's a beginner subscription, and he was trying to access this page, for example. This content is for upgraded members. So the easiest thing to do is, and this is good to learn about text labels, when you see content around your BD site, there's a couple ways you can go ahead and edit it. Most of the default content, you don't need to go into the code to make changes. What you can do is click on the orange Visit Website button in your admin area. And when you do that, you'll have this nifty admin bar when you're browsing your own website. So I can refresh this page, and now that I've clicked that orange button, it knows that I'm an administrator. And what you can do is you can click Show Text Labels. And not everything is a text label. Some things are in your menu manager, so you want to just change it in your menu and things like that. But what you can see here, and actually this should be a text label, and so should this. These should be highlighted, so it's a webinar. Sometimes things don't go as expected, but generally you should be able to see the text labels here. And actually there is a pop-up down here, and you can see all the text labels that are being used on this page. So we see this content is for. What you can do is you can search that here, and it says this content is for. And I'll just change it to something obnoxious, like hello there, and save the changes. And I think that is that one. Again, it should be highlighting yellow, so I'm going to check that out. Oh, there we go. Looks like there was a little glitch. So there we go. Now everything is highlighted in yellow, and we can see it says hello there. And let's change this one. So you can also click on these yellow things, these yellow modules, and it will actually, this is the alternate method for changing text labels, is it will take you directly to your settings, text label area. And because I clicked on the yellow module here for this upgraded members, I can go ahead and do it right from the admin area. So you need to upgrade. Again, let's just do something extra obnoxious here in this test. And it's cool because it tells you what like the variable name is here and what the actual text is here. So I've saved it now. You need to upgrade. Let's refresh this. And we should see here, it says, hello there, you need to upgrade. Now let's hide the text labels here. Let's turn off the yellowing that does that. And you can see something very obnoxious there. Hello there, you need to upgrade. So to answer the question, that is how to find text that's on your site. You can either go to your text labels area, look for a small snippet of what you're seeing on your site, or if you're on the front end of your site, you can click on the Show Text Labels button here. And there we go. It'll make anything yellow that is a text label.